I'm going to show you how I use my fish finder. It's a good idea to put this on a battery and have it in your basement during the winter, and then you can work on your fish finders. We're going to go through this fast. I don't think we're going to get a very good picture with my camera. It'll be distorted, but I'm on the home screen right here. We have it's a touch screen, but we have our controls here too. And to get into this screen, I hit home. We're going to go into settings. We can touch that. And I have this set up for saltwater shallow and noise filter 1. And the reason I have it at saltwater, I never fish saltwater. It's always, I fish in lakes and freshwater, but it gives you better separation having it set at saltwater. So we just go to the setting of there. We'll hit my X, and this gives you the 3 different settings. There's freshwater, saltwater, and saltwater shallow, and I have it set on saltwater shallow. And then we'll get out of this, and we'll go down to where it says setup guide. This here will do the same thing. All you have to do is click that, and it'll go through there. It'll have you set your time up, and the same thing that we just did up here. And this is kind of neat. The sun and the moon at my house, it's 2 o'clock. There's 4 hours left remaining daylight. It shows you what kind of moon we had. There's your navigation. All of this stuff is down here. Images. This here's another setup that you should do. You go down to settings, hit your settings, and then you either save it internal. I think the factory set is internal, but put it on your SD card so that you can take that SD card out and put it on your computer, and then you can see it. And let's look at some of those images again. I'll just go over, because of the light in my basement, these might not show up very good like they would in real time, but this shows a down imaging. There's a lot of rocks here. There's a lot of rocks there, and if you look, you can see a couple of fish in between those rocks. This is probably volcanic rock down here. You can see how they're pointed. And you look right here, and this was on megahertz. It's on, so it's on mega imaging. I'm at 120 feet. We're going 2.9 miles an hour. There's another one of these I had. Here, but this is the 360. I love my 360. This here is just another image, and this one here I'm at 90 feet. You'll get a lot better on, if you're going to use mega, you'll get a lot better reading if you have it down to 90. If you want to, we're going to go back in and I'm going to hit our home screen. I'm going to come over to recordings. And you should set your recordings will be on your SD card too. These are some that I've saved here. We'll just touch that. Maybe. we'll do it this way. And then we'll start it. So we're starting our recording right now. And here we go. This is probably my favorite screen to fish for kokanee. Right now over here on this side, we have our chirp on. It's 175.22. And over here we're going to show you some settings on there. We hit this, it has the 3 bars on it. Our playback, we can get our playback speed going a little bit faster. You hit that, this check mark, it brings this up. We're going to go down and then we turn this knob right here, and that's going to go twice as fast. There's an hour-and-a-half recording here, so it'll take a while to run that out. And our the sensitivity, first we're going to go down to switch fire. I have my switch fire on maximum, and during the day sometimes I'll switch between maximum and clear mode, but you can see how fast it is to get into these. And since we're on max mode, our sensitivity has to be low. If it's the factor default is 10, but now we'll take this knob and it changes my sensitivity, and so you get up there to 10 and it's almost starting to blow it out. You can see the fish right here. But I got a lot of interference. I'm not sure how good this camera is because of the backlights in the house. But I have a lot of interference on this because of my kicker motor. The contrast, we put about 24. You can change this too to see which looks best to you. The chart speed is, most of the time I'll run my chart speed at about 3. That's how fast this is going to scroll. If I stop the jig, we'll put that up higher. We'll get out of that. And I'll show you how I make this here screen. See, all of these are my favorites. We can look right here and we can see where I'm fishing right now. Here's a map. So I'm way down here. I'm kind of out of the fish. This boat's going to turn around. It's going to go back over there, and we're going to get into right here's where I fished. We caught a lot of fish there, and there's to increase that map or decrease it. To get you a bigger map, you hit your minus up here, and that'll give you your map will start getting bigger. Remember, we're on recording, so nothing's going to be perfect, but this is a good way to learn your fish finder. We'll hit the home key, and so these are different different views I have. So this one here I have, so I put four different views up. I have a map. See, this here's a good picture of a river that goes through there. And this one right here, it's set at 455. It's not on Mega right now, so let's just touch that. And when I touch that, that outlines that. We're gonna come down to our frequency, and we're going to change it to Mega. With Mega, you'll get a lot better view of that. And if you do run Mega, you're better off to have this about 75 feet. You can, and if you're gonna, well, see, that stops that right there. If we want to put a waypoint there, all we have to do is hit mark, and then it'll ask us if we want to create a waypoint. And while we're here, you can look right down there and it shows that we're on Mega. This has got a sharpness on there too, and I just leave the sharpness off. We go to our range. This here goes auto. It always goes to auto. I don't like that, so I take auto off, and it goes to 120 feet. We'll take our knob, and we're going to cut that down to about 70. If I run Mega, I'll run it less than 70. If I want to really look for fish, I put it on 455. And so, going through here, you can see I had 25 views. And I'll show you how easy it is to make a view. We're going to come up here to views, and then we're going to go down to new. And we're going to make my favorite one I use for Kokanee, and so we're going to punch that one. And then this here is our 2D. We're just going to punch that. And we have templates for all kinds of different views. But this one here will just is. And so we have to come over here. We'll name it. We can give it a name of just Kokanee. That's close enough. Then we hit save. We have to come up here and hit save again. And so now we have it. And there it is. Now, this here, it shows us right here at 200 kilohertz. And we don't want that. So we've got to change it to our split screen. So you can see fish here. But on the 200, we're at 23 feet. Our cone is only going to be showing 1/3 of that, so we're not going very wide. So we're going to go to our memory. Go down to sonar options. We have global on here. Now most of your other, the Helix and them don't have that. So we got to turn that off. This takes a second because we have to confirm it. Whoops. And then we go down the next one. I turn these off because we don't want them to, we don't want these settings to go anywhere else. Go back up to preferences. We hit our check mark, get our preferences. We want sonar mode. So we go to our sonar mode. Now we got 3 choices. We got zoom. So I'll show you what zoom is right now. And so you're going to jig, this here's a good one to use, because this we can zoom. If we want to zoom more, we can hit the plus. That'll zoom 3 times. Hit X and get out of there. But see, right here, we're at 200 kilohertz. We'd have to go in. Let's go in. We have to change our frequency. Display frequency. And we got 3 choices. If we put it on both high and medium, look at that. Wow. Look at all those fish. We're on zoom. Before, when we just had it at 200, it wasn't showing us all the fish. But now we've got it on both frequencies. And it shows everything. These are downrigger balls. And then these little lines are interference. But see, we're in a lot of fish. I caught a lot of fish out of here. So let's go back. We're going to change this. This is a good one to jig with. So we go down to our sonar options, go to our preferences, go sonar mode, and we're going to go, see right now we're on zoom, we're going to put that on dual. Okay. See, now we've got our 75/95 on this side. We got our 175/25 on this side. See, most of our fish are over here. On this side, it shows our downrigger balls really good. This is what I like to see. These fish right here, if they're right here, they're right underneath your boat. But these here, they're either on the side, and it shows you a lot better. And so now these, if you want to get rid of that real time, it'll give us a little bit bigger screen. So we got to go down here again, same thing. Sonar options, preferences, real-time window. And we're going to turn it off. Now that window's gone. Now you got different color palettes too. But I have 2 fish finders on my boat. One, they use the same transducer. They're hooked to they're hooked together. They're hooked to my Minn Kota. They're hooked to my 360. But this is the screen I use for fishing for kokanee. Now, if we want to go to range, which I like to do, we're going to come down to range. Now we don't want, like our fish are right, let's just say we want to see between 30 and 10 feet. So right here we're going to put this at 10 feet. We just turn our knob and that'll go to 10. I can take my finger and slide it. We'll take that off auto. I'll slide this down. It's pretty hard to get that with my finger, so we're going to go to 30. Now this one here moved on me again, so whoops. Usually a little faster at doing this. And you'll put that to 10, 11. And so this here is going to look at that zoom. We're in 35 feet of water, but if you're in 60 feet of water, you can see look at all of these fish right here. Where before we were zoomed in on them, we weren't seeing these fish. I don't know if you can see them on that camera or not, but there it shows all over. So we're looking between 11 and 30 feet. The downrigger balls, but everything is zoomed because we're not looking at the bottom, we're not looking at the top. And if I'm after kokanee, then there's probably about 20 feet that the kokanee are in, and so I'll just set my range just to look at those kokanee. I don't care what's underneath them or above them. We'll just get back out of that and go down to a range again, and then we'll just go get this and we'll turn auto back on. See, we're seeing the bottom now, but I still got it cut off at 11. We'll come to a 360 screen. Here's a map. See, if you look at right here, is my auto chart live that I had turned on. I don't have my map card in here that shows the contours. We either have a Lake Master or the Navionics. They'll show all the contours, but if I wanted to build a map, it would all look like this. This is my 360 that I love it. We want to make that bigger. We got to touch that, get that yellow line around there. We can make that bigger by hitting the plus. A little bit slow reacting, but so like if I see this doesn't work very good on recording. So if I see fish over here, I'll turn that back down. I hit that twice, but if I see fish over here, I look for schools. You'll see a whole bunch of little white lines. I'll turn my boat to that to get them. If they're over here, I get them. See, here's a waypoint right here that shows up. See that waypoint right there on that map? There it is over here. I can, if I see them over here, I can touch that with my finger right on the school of fish, and it comes up. It says, do I want to make a waypoint? And then I hit that and it'll make a waypoint. I'll come right back over it. And if I want to, I hit my power button, this here comes up. If you want to turn, this is controls, but if I have my Minn Kota set up, there's a screen right here that will give me control of my Minn Kota. There's one thing that tells me I can put my Minn Kota into a circle. And if I know there's fish here and fish here and fish here, all I do is set a radius of maybe 90 feet or 60 feet, whichever, but probably 60, and I would just go right around that. And I don't have to do anything. My Minn Kota will do all the work for me. All I have to do is watch out for boats and pull in fish.